I'm talking with a friend of mine, Sarah Williams, from school. It's been quite some time since we spoke or saw each other physically. Yesterday we had a FaceTime chat. So today I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce everybody to Sarah Williams, my friend from school, who is quite an inspiring woman to me. Sarah has MS, and I guess today we're going to bring you her stories. Hello, Sarah. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. It's been some time since we actually caught up physically.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll go into years, but it's so yeah, it was. We've been chatting on and off for the last few months.
Yeah, we have.
And you were diagnosed with MS back when you were 39 years old.
Yeah, I was. It was a shock, very much so. When I was having speech problems, and I went to doctors, and they sent me for a CAT scan, and they thought I had a stroke. So when the results come back, the doctors rang me that day, and he said, "You come back here now," because he doesn't usually do that. So I knew something was wrong.
It must have been quite a shock for you at the time.
It was. I had about 20 lesions on my brain. So that's
wow.
Yep.
And you've got a child. How old was your child at this point?
8.
That must have been a lot to must have weighed heavily on your mind.
Oh, it did. Yeah, it did. I didn't want him to worry about me because he's a child, because he has to be a child. Everybody said it's up to he has to look after you now. No, I don't. Do myself.
Yeah. I mean, I'm quite in awe of you, Sarah. You've been through so much. Would you like to tell people some of the? Well, I've got some information here that you passed on to me.
Yep.
You've actually been fundraising for MS for some time.
Yeah.
You're a great ambassador to MS, and I think you're, as I said, an inspiring person. So you were actually going to do correct me if I'm wrong, the Lara Pinta Trail.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
And what was that experience like?
It was good. The first day I fell in my face.
Oh, did you?
Yep. So I had to sit the next day out, and the hair was still there. So after that, I went to doctors in Alice Springs. I said not to go do it anymore. So I used to get out of it. Yeah. So.
And that must have been disheartening for you.
It was so much so, because I wanted to do it all.
Yeah. And so you've actually, since then, you may have let it stop you temporarily, but in the big scale in life, it hasn't stopped you at all, has it?
No,
excuse me.
Nothing will. I won't let that MS define me. And
I think that's a wonderful thing, because there's a lot of people I know in this world that would, once given news like that, would just give up on life.
Yeah, I agree, because you can't give up. Otherwise, you'd be bored, and I just don't want to give up.
And you've not given up by any means. You exercise regularly, which is something that I even have trouble with.
Yeah, I have to, because MS affects your circulations and everything like that. Exercise is good for me to do stuff. Yeah.
And I guess it's also good for your mental health too. And
Yeah.
And I guess with going back to the fundraising, it gives you a purpose in life and a sense of worth.
It does, because otherwise I'd be bored of my brain.
Yeah, I can understand that. So you've written down.
Sorry.
After you, Sarah.
The first fundraiser I did was when I first got my passport, and that next week the email come through to do the walk the world in China. So I put my name down first off, just one, off 2 days.
And you end up doing that?
Yeah, all of it. Yep, it was good.
Would you like to talk about that experience? That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was so good. The food was not good. The toilets were not good. The toilets were shit. There was 4 of us with MS. We didn't know either of us, anybody. So there was 4 of us with MS. We're still good friends now. Yeah,
that's beautiful. So some lifelong friendships were made out of that experience.
Yeah. I didn't want to come.
And that I bet you didn't. And that must have been a comfort to you.
Yeah, it did.
The camaraderie and it. Yeah. And when we spoke earlier this year, you were looking at doing the Kokoda Trail as well. That was something else you're going to take on.
Not the
Kokoda.
I'm doing the Cradle Mountain Adventure in Tasmania.
Oh, you are? That's right. Excuse me. Yeah. And is that the one that's in Tasmania?
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds exciting. I mean, I've never even been to Tasmania. You certainly don't let life stop you and hold you back from what you want to do.
I don't. If I want to do it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so your son's a lot older now.
He's 21 now.
Yeah, and I guess with what you were saying before about him being a child and it was your responsibility and for him to just be a child.
Yeah.
Now that he's gotten older and he's a young adult, do you find that things are easier for you and the support comes back in full circle?
Yeah, it does. He makes fun of me, my speech. So, Mum, you're messing up.
But it's good that you can just laugh about it, and to err is human. We're all imperfect in our ways.
Yeah.
So I've got a question. A question I wanted to ask Sarah: is there any link to MS being genetic or hereditary?
Don't think so. But in the walk wall one, there was one girl. What's her name? She had it, and her mum had it too.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because I've always wondered whether there was a genetic link.
I said no, but
I've noticed some of the symptoms you wrote down here with your MS is dysplasia.
Yep.
Would you like to explain to people what that is?
The speech problem. The last relapse I had, I lost my speech fully, and I can't write and draw. So I had to learn to speak again. That was the worst one. It was shit.
That must have been really tough on you.
It was, so much so. I'm still troubles, but it's better than what it was.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I know myself personally when my mother took a bad stroke when I was little, and it was pretty much the same thing for her, and to watch her struggle and to get through that. I mean, she was deaf as well, so it was the outcome wasn't as, it wasn't the same thing, but you've come a long way since then.
I know. Through perseverance and just hard work.
And determination, I'd say.
Yeah, it is.
When Sarah was diagnosed with MS, she lost the ability to write and draw. Her ability to be creative was now limited, but rather than give up, Sarah then took up another hobby, photography, which proved to be a positive decision. Since taking up photography, Sarah has accumulated a number of cameras. Sarah has proven to be an excellent photographer, winning an award for one of her photographs. Here are some of Sarah's photos.
And so I'm going to go here. You wrote down your motto is, I have MS, but that's not going to bloody stop me. Well, too right. I'll say it hasn't stopped you at all.
I won't let it. Sometimes I get down, but I get up again.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think in life, that's all you can do. I mean, we all have good and bad days, no matter your status or your health complications. You've got to just get up with a fresh mindset the next day and just soldier on. And I guess you spend a lot of time outdoors, and we all know time in the sun is very good for your mental health.
It is.
And I can see that it's helped you immensely.
It has. I'm got to get back into training for the walks.
Yeah, I've got to say, like you've got exercise equipment and everything. You told me.
Yep, I've got a treadmill and in the lounge room and exercise equipment in the spare room.
You're making me feel terribly lazy. I started a 30-day challenge the other week. I was like, I'm determined. I'm going to do this 30-day challenge, and I had to acquire 100 points.
Yeah.
Well, I started walking and I felt great. And I went, yeah, I'm going to get up and do this the next day. Well, I haven't been since. So maybe today you've inspired me, because I tell you, I'm feeling like this small now. I'm like, well, if you can do it, surely I can do it, and other people can do it. It's an amazing story.
Sometimes I don't do it. If I not feel like it, I don't do it.
It's hard to keep that routine going every day, isn't it? And then life throws spinners in, and I guess you've just got to push yourself and go past the boundaries that you set each time.
It is.
I
want to get fitter. Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
Used to run 10Ks, the city surf, Black Malls running festivals, Willate McCall running festival.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And here was me thinking us top heavy girls didn't run.
we do. Got good bras.
With good bras at that.
Good bra, so good. Yeah.
Too funny.
Fancy men.
Yeah, we'd end up with some guys, wouldn't we? I still can't believe, Sarah, that you did the city to surf. So I'm just reading off some notes here, Sarah.
Yeah.
You just mentioned, so since this, I'm going to read and quote your own words, which you just did discuss.
Yep.
Since I've had MS, I've completed the 3 city to surfs, 3 Blackmoors running festivals, Bridge Run, 2 Hill to Harbours, 2 Lake Macquarie running festivals, and 1 Sydney Harbour 10-kilometre run.
Yeah.
I can't imagine ever running 10 kilometres unless I was running away from the police or something. It's a bit funny.
I love it.
And then you've also mentioned I had the honour of doing 2 trips with MS Australia, Walk the Wall, which you mentioned before, and Fight MS, trek the Lara Pinta Trail to fight MS. This will be my 3rd time raising money for MS.
Yeah.
So, Sarah, one of the other things that you do, which is just fabulous, you actually run a support group for MS. Would you like to talk about your support group?
The support group's been so good for me, get out of my comfort zone, because the speech plays up. I've been running for about 3 years now, because I can't do it. And it was so good. People were so good. They all have MS. Different types of some in wheelchairs, electric wheelchairs, and walkers, and me with walking disorder. Yep, it's been so good. We met on the third Wednesday of the month at 10 o'clock at Jasmine Barlow.
So for anybody that's looking for support or would like to join an MS support group, the MS support group meets every 3rd Wednesday at Jasmine Bowling Club at 10 a.m.
Yeah, we have speakers sometimes, and we just have social ones too.
Oh, great. So I guess something that I wanted to mention, you'd actually organised some fundraisers due to COVID. It's now been postponed till January.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
That must have been disheartening for you. I mean, I noticed that you got a few donations and things were going really well, and they looked like they were going to kick off, and then all of a sudden it come to a halt.
Yep, I know. I was so shitty with it. I was struggling because I had to raise $3,000 for MS, and I wasn't getting in anywhere near there. So I rang I emailed Bianca, who's MS support for the trip. So I texted her. I said, I don't think I'm going to do it because I can't raise the money. So they've changed it. They talked about it, and they changed me to March next year.
Well, in some way, then that's a positive from a negative, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Anybody that would like to help Sarah and her GoFund page to Cradle Conquer Mountain, the website for MS and Sarah is www.forms.org.au/fundraisers/Sarah Williams /conquer-cradle-mountain. Please support Sarah and her cause and make a difference in somebody's life. Due to technical issues with the internet yesterday, I was unable to conclude my interview with Sarah Williams, my friend from school. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank Sarah personally for sharing her story and her journey through MS. Little big old me. This opportunity to speak to people around Australia and the globe. If you have a story that you think is interesting or special to you that you would like to share on our program and to the world, please don't hesitate to contact us. Myself, Sandra at Little Big Old Me. We look forward to hearing from you. Hope you have a great day. Little Big Old Me.